Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome once again to the UnLearnT podcast. I am your host, Ruth Abigail, aka RA.
What's up, friends? It's your girl Jaquita.
Yo, this is the podcast that's going to helping you gain the courage to change your mind. I don't know what happened there, so we can experience more freedom. I did a little remix. I shouldn't have done it, but y'all forgive me. Okay,
All
it's all
right,
right.
all
It's
right.
okay.
Listen,
Okay,
it's all about the freedom, all
you know
right?
what I'm saying? It's
And
about freedom.
freedom includes messing up
Yes,
sometimes.
it does. Yes, it
Okay.
does.
Freedom to make mistakes.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Y'all, we are in this summer movie series. We have done
Mm-hmm.
several movies so far. Y'all should go back and check them out. We always have a lot of fun with this series. This is our second year doing it. Um, and it's just fun. It's fun to revisit movies we hadn't seen in a while
Yeah,
and able to,
absolutely.
pull out stuff that we definitely weren't thinking about the first time we saw it,
And listen, wasn't thinking about this stuff at all.
Not at all. Not at
Okay,
all.
was
Not at
just
all.
enjoying the view of the movie.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
this one, listen.
Yep. Yep.
I have memories of this franchise.
Oh yeah. Come
Okay.
on.
One particular memory it happened freshman year at no sophomore year at the Furman University.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which is where me and all my friends went to undergrad.
Yep.
And not all my friends. I do have some friends who did not go to Furman. I love
Same.
y'all
It's
too.
the
Love
same.
y'all.
We
Love
got the
y'all.
other
Love y'all.
friends. Yeah.
But anyways, me, Ruth Abigail, and Joy definitely went to Furman though. And I remember sophomore year, us like all the girls were like, let's go watch Best Man. Let's make a whole night of it. We had popcorn, there were snacks. We went to a there was like a downstairs rec room,
Yeah.
right? And we all went in there. There was a big TV in there, and we watched Best Man, the first one, right? And to this day, okay, when watching that first Best Man, when Morris Chestnut, Lance Sullivan, leaps across that table to snatch Q up, iconic.
Iconic.
Okay,
Iconic.
iconic.
That's hilarious.
Okay, young Jaquita was like, need me a strong man.
Yep.
All right. I need a man that's, you know what I'm saying, can pounce on them.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, that's what I need.
That's what you
Okay.
need, Quita. That's what
Yes.
you need.
And so today, and you know, sometimes sequels don't get it right. You know,
They don't.
I don't want to name any, but you know, a few came out recently. You could have left the original alone. Right. But Best Man Holiday,
Oh man. They did
listen,
that one. They did it
they
right.
did they did that.
They did it
They
right.
did that. They represented for the culture.
They did.
They moved everyone's storyline along beautifully.
They did.
Right. Now, that Best Man series that came on Peacock,
Oh, I didn't see that.
it
No
was
good.
weird.
Okay.
It was
All right.
weird.
All right.
It was weird.
Okay.
Okay. And I feel like everybody watching agrees because we were like, what is this? What is this? Did we watch all 7 or 8 episodes? Most of us did.
Sure.
Right? But again, we came with a what is this? But Best Man Holiday, I saw in the theaters.
Yep.
Okay, and
Yep,
the
sure
whole
did.
crowd was live the whole time.
Sure did. Absolutely.
Let me tell you something.
Man, that was a we enjoyed that I enjoyed that movie immensely. So that's what we're gonna talk about, guys. Best Man Holiday. And so this is when did this movie come out, Queen? 2000 what? 221?
No,
No, no, no.
no, I think it was like 2014. But Joy will give us.
Whoa, really?
She'll give it. She'll give
Producer
us a
Joy,
year
when this
check.
movie came out?
It was not 2021. That was the pandemic, Ruth
I
Abigail.
don't know why I thought it was 2021. I feel
It
like
was
I
not
saw that
2020.
on the
All right, let's take a
Netflix.
guess. I think it was like 2018.
All right, I think it.
2013. I
You
was
were
close
right.
the first time.
You were close. You were close. My
Yeah.
bad. I'm way off. Okay, so 2013. So it came out 2013, and it basically follows up the story. So for those of you who haven't seen it, the basic storyline, even from Best Man, right, is you
Mm-hmm.
have an author. His name is Harper, and they all he and his friends went to college together. And
Mm-hmm.
in the first movie, there's a lot of secrets that were uncovered
My Lord.
that he decided to publish in a book.
Stupid,
which was
stupid,
which
stupid, stupid.
to my like it's like I don't understand why he thought that was a good idea. Like, why would you think it was a good idea for to like put out all this laundry of which you were the central part of?
Yeah.
And so basically, he cheated with his best. He was the best man and his best friend in his fiance's wedding. And in the book, it came out that he cheated with the best man's fiance,
Uh-huh.
and the fiance did not know it.
My Lord.
And it made it really okay. But make sure I'm saying this. I'm doing this right, Quita. What really made it egregious is that they were committed to waiting until they got married to have sex. The ones who were getting married,
Lance and
right?
Mia.
Lance and Mia. They were they weren't sleeping. They said we're not going to do that.
I don't
Wasn't
remember
that
that.
true?
I don't remember that. Lance was a very faith-filled man, but he was in them streets. All right.
He was. But when he met Mia,
But Mia was
she was a good
innocent.
girl.
Yes, and I do think that like
she was like,
she
we're
and
not gonna
Harper
do
were
this.
like, yeah.
Yeah. So
Maybe.
I think
I'm
we'll
not
fact check
100
it.
on that, but
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll fact check it. But I'm pretty sure that was. And so what happened was she ended up sleeping with Harper when she
Mhm.
had said she not gonna do that before she married. Anyway, so that just made it worse. So so that came out in the book, and so the whole movie is their friendship, and you're getting to learn the characters and all this, and then you find out that happens. Well, they end up getting married anyway. Lance and Mia, Harper and
Robin.
they end up together. That was his girlfriend at the time, and then you had these these other characters that we'll get into later. But
Mhm.
what the Best Man Holiday does is basically 15 years later, it follows up on their life. And
Yes.
Mia wants to have Christmas weekend with everybody. And so
Yes.
she invites all the friends. They hadn't seen each other or really done anything together in 15
My
years.
Lord.
And
And
they want them to
mind
come
you,
back.
Lance and Harper
They
ain't
ain't
really
talked.
they ain't talked.
They ain't talked.
Okay, ain't no close ties. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like here question for the crew. Question for the UnLearnT crew, right? Is it once a best friend,
Yeah.
not always a best friend, but is that connection still always there?
That's tough.
Right? Like they endured the ultimate betrayal, right? Like Lance was like, I don't talk to you, I don't fool with you, But they all still in the same crew, right? So everybody's still talking to the same people, everybody's still, and but at the heart of it, it's like you was wrong, but you my dog, like
Ooh.
how does that work in friendships? Like,
And
do friendships survive
do
these
they
moments?
survive these moments? Like, do they survive secrets like that? Like,
Yeah.
I would imagine there are plenty that do, but also there are plenty that don't.
Yeah.
Because that is tough to get over. And it's really, and the thing is, I just don't see how what Harper did was justifiable. Like that just, there's just no explanation for that. Like, bro, why would you do that? And the book was wildly popular and successful, which doesn't
Yeah,
make it any
he
better.
made so much money off this book. And
Yeah.
then in the Best Man Holiday, they wanted to make it into a movie. I was no, in the series.
Oh.
Not the Best Man Holiday, but in the series, the book was getting made into a movie.
Interesting.
Like that's one of the storylines in the series.
Oh, that's
And it's
interesting.
just like, why would you write this? Why would you write your biggest secret, your biggest betrayal of your best friend? Why would you write it in a book?
Now, to be fair, it was a fiction. It was supposed to be fiction. Like,
Yeah, it was fiction. So like, yeah.
It wasn't explicit, but like you read between the lines, you're like, wait a minute. And
Yeah.
And so they were discovering all this as they were reading. He's thinking he had it because if not, the characters are different. Bruh, what are we
So
talking
you
about?
wrote about a football player who was out here in these streets, you know what I'm saying, who had a girlfriend that was really innocent and his best friend slept with. Like, what the bruh?
Come on, man.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. And so like when you have, it would be really interesting to know have y'all had these moments in friendships where you find things out or you've had to overcome real deep hurt or betrayal by people? How did you do that? Like
Mm.
what was your pathway back to friendship look like? What did
Yeah.
it look like? And or have you said I can't do it? Like
Yeah.
it's not possible to do it. And I think that's really what Best Man Holiday is exploring. Like
Yes.
is it possible? Now they aren't the only ones that needed a pathway back.
Yeah.
There were a few others that needed pathways back.
Yeah.
And so, you know, these friends who were close at one point, life did broke tore a lot of them apart,
Yeah.
and now it's like, but is it worth sticking together? And
Yeah.
you know, we talk a lot about community, like things that you have to unlearn in order to maintain community. And I think
Yeah.
one of the things is that is important to unlearn to maintain community. Whew, you gotta unlearn that is forgiveness is not attainable in certain situations.
Yeah.
I think some situations it feels like there's no way that forgiveness will. I can't forgive this.
Yeah.
And I think that in some instances, I think forgiveness is always attainable. Let me rephrase it. Restoration is not always attainable, because just
Yeah.
because you forgive somebody doesn't mean that the relationship is restored.
Yeah.
However, I think we have to unlearn that restoration is attainable even at the most um even when betrayal feels the hardest. Restoration can still be attainable. They don't take it off the table.
Yeah.
um and but that's hard. It's hard to accept. It's really really hard to accept, especially when you have defined a life apart from this issue, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden it kind of hits, it comes back at you.
Yeah. You know, I think it's so interesting because I think one of the best parts of this movie is that we are watching the the internal healing work for each of these characters as they deal
Mm,
not just with the betrayal that they experience from each other, but kind of their own fallacies, their own internal issues and things that they've held that they've made each other the scapegoat for, right? Like
mm-hmm.
Lance made Harper the scapegoat. He
Yeah.
said, I'm going to put all the evil that happened, all the bad that happened, I'm going to put that on Harper, who is the
Yep.
one who cheated with his now wife, Mia, who we all love, which the movie was trash for this, right? But like, right, I'm going to put all of my anger, all of my feelings of betrayal, feelings of distrust, feelings of, disappointment. I'm going to put that all on this one person.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, like you do with a scapegoat, you put the blame on them and you send them away.
Yep. Yep.
Right? So I'm going to put all of my blame, all of my anger, all of those ill feelings, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to put it on him and then I'm going to send him out of my life.
Yep. That's
And
it.
that's what we do when we experience hard moments with people,
Mm.
right? We unload, right? Either sometimes that's by going off, or sometimes that's just by writing them off,
Yeah.
right?
That's very
we
true.
we unload and then we say go away. And
Mm-hmm.
then I in my daily life, I ain't got to deal with you.
Gotta deal with it.
I ain't got to deal with however you made me feel. I don't have to deal with however whatever consequences this brought up in my life. I'm sending all of that with you. And
Mm.
I can go on and I can continue along my merry way. But I think the beauty of this movie is that because Mia is going through a little difficult circumstance, which I just really want to grab the writers up by their neck hairs and be like, how dare you?
This was
How
not I
dare you?
it really was not okay.
It was not
It
okay.
was not okay.
And as
And
soon as you rewatch,
yeah,
you're rewatching
you
and you see
remember
her on the
immediately.
screen,
You're like
you like you bald headed heifers for making our girl, now we got a funeral in the movie. Okay, we had the graveside. I remember that
Oh,
is one
oh,
movie
oh,
I know I boo-hooed in the
oh,
theater at.
oh,
That
oh,
graveside,
oh.
my
I
God.
lost it.
Okay.
I lost it. I couldn't. I was like,
I mean,
I got nothing.
oh no, we was all crying. We
I
was,
got
I know
nothing with
you
that.
didn't.
Mm-mm.
I know you didn't.
Yeah, that was
But
tough.
her walking through the realization, right? Because in the movie, Mia, the wife of Lance, who is kind of like what all the story centers around, which I will say the writers are really smart for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first movie, all the controversy was centered around what happened with Harper and Mia.
Yeah.
And Mia's character having this really innocent, really, can't do wrong, always, by Lance's side, a beautiful person inside and
Mm-hmm.
out,
Mm-hmm.
to everyone, being the one who engaged in this affair.
Right. Right. Right.
Right.
Right.
And so like we come back into this tension 15 years later where it's still she's still Mia, like she's still sweet and loving and gentle and always thinking about the bigger group, the bigger picture and how to bring everyone together, right? But there's still this tension that we haven't dealt with that like she had a part to play too,
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
right? And also this tension of, she felt a responsibility to restore this brotherhood,
Mm, mm, yeah.
because she is now facing that, like, she has cancer.
Yeah.
And so I'm near end of life.
I'm not gonna be here. I don't have much
I,
longer.
I'm not going to be here.
Yeah.
And there are some things that I need to reconcile.
Mm-hmm.
There are some
Mm-hmm.
things that I need to set up for my husband, for my family. Like she's like, my kids need their godmama.
Mm-hmm.
So she's calling everybody forward, and it's her call that's
Yeah.
making everybody face what they've been ignoring. And
That's
we
real.
all have those people in the crew,
That's it.
right? We all have the person that makes you face your truth,
Mm.
right? That
Yeah.
doesn't allow you to just run and hide and stay in your corners, right? She
Yes.
brings everyone from their corners and says, okay, right, like we got to deal with even Shelby, who nobody really likes.
Nobody likes Shelby except for Mia.
Nobody like,
Like
yeah, except
Mia,
me, like that's my LS.
Mia loves Shelby, and then Nia Long's character. They're the three best friends. Like
Yeah,
Jordan. So Jordan, Nia Long's character, Shelby, and Mia.
Mia.
They all went to college
Yeah,
together. They're tight, and
yeah.
then so
So you have like these three women who got their little girl crew,
yeah,
and then you got the two outside women. You got Robin and you got Candy,
correct.
right? Who married in,
Yes, they married
right?
in.
Married into the crew, and there is like some tension between these two groups of women,
Yes, yes.
right? Because there's some crossovers
Uh-huh.
because they men used to deal with these other women.
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct.
They men used to be dealing with the women in the crew. Which when I was in high school, I pretty much had mostly male friends. I
Sure.
had female friends too, but my core group was like some guys. Shout out to y'all. Right. Shout out to the guys. You know who you are. Right. And then when I went to college, I had mostly female friends. I've never had a mixed group. You know what I'm saying? I never had a couple of guys, a couple of gals, right? Like, like we kept them in their separate corners.
There you
Now
go.
I had like, there was like a bigger crew in high school, but I don't think that really counts, right? Because everybody friends with everybody in high school. But when I went, but like, that's so interesting. The
Mm.
male female friendship dynamics, okay? Listen, this whole, ideology about can men and women really just be friends.
What do you
This
think?
movie, this movie, first I'd like to say what this movie says. This movie says, watch your back. Okay? Don't trust them. Okay, this movie was not a proponent for the male, neither one of them, the first one nor the second one, gave us any hope for platonic friendships. Every
Yeah.
single one of them crossed the lines.
Well, I guess that's true. It's
They were
true.
crossing
It's
lines.
true. They were
Shelby is always trying to get back with Merch.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, Nia Long's character Jordan and Harper had some tension, some history, some foolishness,
Uh huh.
right? Then you got Mia, she done been with Harper, right? Everybody done crossed over somewhere.
And then Terrence Howard's character Quentin
You
Q.
wanna know what's funny?
He
He's
just
probably the most trustworthy of them all.
I
Because
honestly
he's
because he's
stable.
honest, because he knows
Yeah.
himself. He doesn't try to be something he's not. I had that same thought. For those, and you ain't go identify what I'm about to say, Queen. I was put.
She's about
It's
to
so
say something
funny.
ridiculous.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm about to say something. I know because I know you don't watch Game of Thrones, but
I do not.
in Game of Thrones, there's a character that to me is very similar to Q, where he's kind of painted as a villain, but he's got the biggest heart and is the most honest of all the characters. And of course, in my brain, I'm sitting here being like, why can't I think of this dude's name? Joy, remind me of his name. You know who I'm talking about. Uh, and I can't think of it. I'm gonna get it in a second. But I was watching it, being like, that's the same kind of character. Like he's
Mm.
he's really Tyrion. Tyrion. So in the in anyway, so he's Game of Thrones. There's a character named Tyrion, and he's really disliked by his family. He doesn't really have nobody really trusts him, but he is the guy that is really the most honest. And I think Q is the same. And it's really interesting how the people who know themselves the best and they have no shame, even if what they doing is trash, they don't
Yeah.
have no shame in doing it.
Yeah.
There's something. It's not the honesty is beautiful.
Yes.
And like you said, you can trust him because you can always trust Q to be Q. You ain't
Mm-hmm.
gonna like it, but you
Yeah.
can trust him to be himself.
Yeah. But you know what? He was so self-aware that his emotional intelligence was extremely high.
Very.
He was self-aware, right? He knew how to he may not have done it in a way anybody else liked to,
Yep.
but he knew how to manage himself in this group. He was never in the controversy.
He
Even with
wasn't.
Shelby,
He
the stuff
wasn't.
he did with Shelby was
Yeah. That was
outside of the
just
group.
that was yeah.
And
That
it
was just
didn't
yeah.
bother nobody's
It didn't.
business.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
Everything he did, but because he has such high self-awareness, his awareness of everyone else's truth was always extremely high. Like he always saw what everybody else was trying to hide.
Yep.
Like you know, even with my sister's favorite line, me and my sister's favorite line from Best Man Holiday is when Terrence Howard asked Tay Diggs Harper, he says, "Do you need some money?" And that's what me and my sister like when we know the other one is a little hard up, all right, need a little cash, we be like, we'll send each other that little meme. Do you need some money? And that little tear falls. That's one of our favorite lines. Shout out to my sister Arve. But you know, it just really is. It really is key that the people who spend time, because he didn't spend energy trying to hide things.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He was 100% himself. And did he need work in some areas? Yeah. There was that one moment he was sending those illicit pictures, right? And it started thundering outside. And he said, "Oh Lord, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Lord. But you made me this way." No, the Lord didn't. The Lord ain't do that. Don't blame the Lord. And I just really think that for Q, throughout the movie, it's like he stands as like the truth teller.
Yeah.
Right? Even with Merch, you know, like he's straight up with him. Right. And I don't think, because Merch is like the innocent, kind of nerdy, kind of like you almost forget what Merch is doing. But like there's always some controversy around him because he's not controversial within himself. You know, he's upstanding and, you know, just a good guy. But like the two women that he's dealt with, they got past in history. And, you know, so like he's always tied to something controversial. And so Q is the one that keeps it honest with him. He's like, "You married a stripper."
Yeah.
Like, we love her,
Yeah.
Candy's that girl. Shout out to Regina Hall. You know, there's just nobody funnier than
Oh yeah,
Regina Hall. We
she's
didn't
great.
really get to see it in this
She's
movie as
great.
much,
She's
you
great.
know, but that woman is
No,
hilarious.
she's hilarious.
Okay. And everything she does, she's hilarious. But, you know, like Q keeps it 100 with everybody, and he doesn't do it. Usually, when he does it, it's off to the side, it's in a one on one fashion. Like
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
integrity in the way he does it. Like he's not publicly outing or shaming people.
Not
Like
at
he's
all.
like pulling them to the side, like, I see you.
Yep.
I see you.
Yep.
Right. And
Yep.
they be like, shoot, because they know he right.
Do y'all have somebody in your community who's like Q? Like I think that's like who is who's that person who is like uh I'm I'm gonna be me. Can't nobody tell me not to be me. I'm not gonna change for nobody, and I'm gonna keep you straight too. Like
I feel like I know who it is in our crew.
really?
I think I
Okay,
know who our Q is.
maybe.
Not in the
Not in the
extreme
yeah 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 yeah
fashion,
yeah yeah
right?
yeah
Like
yeah.
not, but Ashley Nicole Simmons
That might be right.
is the Q.
I knew he was gonna say that.
Okay,
Yep.
Ashley, if anybody knows Ashley, Ashley is straight up gonna do Ashley.
She gonna be Ashley.
Okay. She out here living not again, not in the
Ex-
nefarious way.
exactly.
Not out here,
Let's
but
be clear.
Ashley is okay with going against the grain.
Very much so.
Right? She is okay with going her own way. And if you ever encounter her, she will tell you the 100% straight up truth.
She will.
And there have been moments, I've known Ashley since I was in the 6th grade.
Uh huh.
And there'll be moments where I will be telling her about something going on in my life, and she will just tell me about myself. And I'd be like, dang, she really has known me my whole life.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'll be forgetting sometimes.
Uh
And then
huh.
she just come through, and it's like she sweeps in and sweeps out. You
Yeah.
know, like
Which is
she like
good.
sweeps
Yep.
in and says her piece, and then she don't linger on it. You
No.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
she's on. And that was Q.
That was cute.
Q would say what he needed to say, and then he's off it.
That's it.
You know, once he feels like it's been resolved, or once he feels like he said it, there ain't no need to linger on it. We ain't got to keep, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We on to the next. There's a
Yep.
lot of issues in this group that need to be discussed.
Yes. That. Yes. Because and it is. Yeah. It does, and they need to face some stuff. So I think going back to how they were brought together, it's interesting what how tragedy can bring people together, right? Now, at
Yeah.
the time they were being brought together, they didn't know that there was something tragic happening. But her motivation was obviously driven by this new reality she and her family were having to face. And once they kind of discovered what the reason was and what's really happening, it began to unlock the things that were necessary for them to begin to work on. And it's
Yeah.
like I think uh, you know I've been to I've been to a couple funerals lately, um and I'm always reminded of how when you're celebrating the life of somebody who's no longer here, the reflection is higher on your own
Mm-hmm.
life. and
Yeah.
and I think that is, you can see that happening with these characters, of like, at the end of the day, nobody knows when it's done, nobody knows when your time is up. Is it worth holding on to this? Is it worth continuing to hold on to my stuff? Is it worth continuing to have a rift between, within my community? Is it worth still
Mm-hmm.
holding on to shame? Is it worth still holding on to
Mm-hmm.
guilt and regret? Is it worth doing that? And sometimes it takes something tragic to wake us up.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think there are some things I've had to unlearn around that. Like, I would say that what, and I don't know if tragic, maybe it's I can't pinpoint the moment or the particular um thing that kind of woke me up here, but I do think that there have been moments in my life where there have been hard moments that I've had to deal with, either within myself, things that have happened to me or things that have happened to other people, to say
Mhm.
what's become more important to me. So my I probably identify on some level a lot with Neil Long's character, in the sense of like, there was a point where my work was absolutely the most important thing to me.
Yeah.
Um and it just trumped everything, right? Even and so, I will say that getting married has changed that a little bit, but even in the beginning of the marriage, it was still kind of very much top of mind. And over time, I've begun to it's been knocked down a couple pegs, because life has revealed itself in a different way, and so
Mhm.
priorities are starting to look different. So now it's like, all right, there are some things I'm not going to continue to prioritize at that level, because I understand that I don't know how much time, I have with my family. I don't know how much I don't know what's going to happen in the future, and I can't risk losing certain moments. So I will drive to Houston to visit family who's not doing well, which I've done in the last, couple. I've been to Houston more this year than I think I've been since I've probably been in Memphis.
Yeah.
And it's not that I haven't had opportunities to go, but I have not chosen to do that.
Yeah.
But this year was different for me, and it's like I want to prioritize some things a little differently, and I'm grateful that I've done that. But it has taken unfortunate things to happen to jolt
Yeah.
me into that. You know what I mean? And
No.
sometimes
Yeah.
that definitely is the case, and you can you have to learn that.
No, for sure. And I think, the movie is set around the tragedy, but the beauty of, because before, like, even amongst the tragedy, I think the real tragedy was for them in the midst of kind of understanding, okay, we have this friend who we're not going to have for much longer,
Mm-hmm.
right? Them coming to face the real state of where they were. Like the moment where Shelby and Candy or Candace are going off on each other.
Correct.
Her
Right.
name was
Right. Right.
Candace in another movie in Think Like a Man.
Oh,
Cause
it was.
remember,
Okay.
yeah, that is so funny.
It was.
But there's this moment where they're going at it. They're fighting, right? And like after they going at it, because Shelby had been on Housewives, so she just, she always ready to cat fight, like the
That's it.
cameras are on,
Correct.
right? And after this moment, like her daughter is like, "Mommy," and it's
Mm-hmm.
like this realization of like, "Girl, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You chasing after this man's wife? Like you fighting this man's wife over somebody that you lost 15 years ago." 15 years, hunty. And they have children. And you
Yes.
have a
And you have a
child
child.
that you have completely ignored.
That's right. That's
And
right.
and like coming to the realization of that, of like, what have I allowed my life to become? I think that was the real
Mm,
tragedy that they each had to face.
mm,
Was
mm-hmm.
like, because I think that, like going through those hard moments with family definitely makes you reflect on your connection with that person, but it also holds such a huge mirror to your own life. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what am I going to be like when I don't have this person?
Yeah.
Right? Because Mia, for all of them, was a voice of reason.
Mm-hmm.
She was a voice of direction and wisdom, right? Like she was kind of like their north star. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
she was their example. Like she was the woman who married the man, became the great wife, became the great mother, right? And became like just like the shining star in
Yeah.
that sense,
Yeah.
right? And I think they were all dealing with, what have I done with my relationships?
Mm.
It's a very relational movie.
Oh, it's all about
Yeah,
relationships.
it's all about relationships and all about where each one of them had messed up. I'd like to talk about Harper and Robin for a moment, if we could, okay? Because Harper married Robin, who was played by Sanaa Lathan,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and you know, there is just the sense of he it's like it's been 15 years and you still don't really know her or
Mm,
really get
mm,
her.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? And we spend time in relationships building up the stories of our partners and our friends
mm,
and not allowing them to really navigate in their truth. And this
mm,
comes up a lot more in the series, which
mhm.
again the series was weird.
Interesting.
Okay, it was weird, but that dynamic is explored a lot more. But this whole idea of her being pregnant, right, and him not being able to share his secrets with her,
Yeah.
right, but also imposing his ideas of what she should be doing, how she should be feeling, what she should be thinking on her,
Mm,
right? And creating this relationship where he gets to make all the decisions about how we navigate, how we communicate, what we do, how we trust, right? And that has to get broken
mm.
because she has lost her voice in the relationship and it's something that she has to fight to get back.
Yeah. Yeah.
um because he's so consumed in what he is or isn't doing, what
Yeah.
he does or doesn't have, that he's really not paying her any attention.
And he's, so in the movie he loses his job. He's an author. There's a, they don't have what they used to have because he went from up here to all the way down here.
Yeah,
Like he was it was two extremes, to which, he didn't share that with her. He wasn't,
but he
um
shared it with Jordan.
but he shared it with Jordan. He shared it with Jordan. And there was just a always been a barrier, you could tell, but in their relationship, there was a level of intimacy that he shared with his friends that he didn't
Hmm.
share with his wife. Um,
Oh my goodness, can we talk about that for a little bit?
we can talk about that. We
Yeah,
can talk
because
about that.
I feel like this is just me, I'm not married yet.
Amen.
Okay, open to the possibility.
Uh-huh.
uh but I feel like my friendships, especially for those of us middle adults who have been in these single streets for a little longer, right? I feel like we,
Mm.
out of, not out of necessity, but just out of circumstance,
Hmm.
right, have built really, really close connections with our
Yeah.
friends,
Yeah.
and really intimate connections,
Uh-huh.
right? Where it's like these are the people that I tell my thoughts, tell my I give my understanding of my life to.
I wouldn't say
And
it's
I
out. I would say it's out of necessity a lot. Like I think you need that. I think you need to have that kind of connection with people
Well,
because
when I say
friendship
out of
is.
necessity, like I didn't want it to seem like I only got close to y'all because I ain't
Oh,
had
I
no
see what you're
choice.
saying. Okay,
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. I was just, so that's why I used out of circumstance.
Hmm.
Like this is life has allowed me the opportunity to build these amazing relationships with
Yeah.
people that are really intimate, right? But I do think that that is something that people struggle with because I've been building these relationships for 20 plus years, right? And this relationship with my spouse is new, but it's supposed to be deeper and it's supposed to be,
Mm. Mm.
more, expanded, and I'm supposed to
Mm.
give them more, right?
Mm.
Like, Ruth, you've been married for a few years. What is that process like?
Mm. That's very good. That's very interesting. I, it's an intentionality that you have to really put energy into learning, understanding who you've married.
Hmm.
There's also a reality though that things take time, and so I think that there's, one of the mistakes I think that maybe it's easy to make as a married couple is to assume that because you're married, all these things just kind of come with the marriage, and
Mm,
it doesn't happen that way. Like it takes intentionality and time, just like building these friendships took intent and
that's all right. Take your
intentionality
time. Hmm.
and time, right? So I think that I would say one of the things I found to be really life giving is for our marriage to be welcomed into the friendship,
Mm-hmm.
right? It I mean, obviously it's separate. I mean, we have a whole separate day-to-day life that we're building, but he like, and I would say even with his friends, he's got very close friends as well. And
Mm-hmm.
so us getting to know each other's friends like that
Yeah.
is a really important part of that process, because there are things that they know about him that I don't, and there are things that you know about me that he doesn't
Yeah.
yet. And so he kind of, I think to some degree, might accelerate the process of us getting closer. Um,
Mm-hmm.
because I think another mistake sometimes couples can make, I would hesitate saying that because I have been married long enough to be talking about mistakes people make. But but I can see that this could be an easy thing to fall into, is that you isolate. So like,
Yeah.
as it's like, as a couple, okay, we're now married, we're gonna go over here, and all of the relationships we had prior to this marriage are not as important anymore. And I think
Yeah.
that's a real mistake. I think, you're bringing all these things together. These are
Mm-hmm.
important relationships that you need, and I need y'all. I still need y'all. He
Mm-hmm.
needs his guys. He still needs them.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't go away just because you get married. And so how can you not isolate and like completely separate? Now, do you need to take time to get to know each other and all that? Of course you do. Should you be doing everything in groups with people that, no, I ain't saying all that. But bring them in, merge it in some way. And I think that
Mm-hmm.
helps. So I would say that those things have been helpful, but also time. I mean, at the end of the day, and time is accelerated in a marriage because what I think, where it has taken us 20 something years to get to, it won't take he and I that long, because we are doing day to day life together. We have an
Yeah.
intimacy that,
Yeah.
I don't have with anybody else.
Yeah.
So
Y'all are
it,
becoming one. We are
yeah,
not one.
not at all, right? And so
No.
that process will be it is accelerated in a lot of ways, but it's not immediate. It's
Yeah.
not immediate.
Yeah, and I think that that's something that we miss, and I think it's something that Harper really missed
Mm-hmm.
was, and I think it can be really beautiful, and it can be really intentional because as somebody who has gone through different emotions in this elongated season of waiting, right?
Sure.
There was a season of denial. Like, I'm not gonna have to wait long. It's right around the corner. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
not.
Any day now. Okay.
This is our year.
This is our year. Okay. Every year Ruth Abigail, would sit me and Joy down and would be like, hey guys, listen, this is it. This is our year. All right.
2015,
Yeah.
2016,
17,
2017.
18, and 19. Okay, listen. All right. Every single one of them years, right? But there was a season of feeling like, you know, obviously I won't be waiting long. Obviously, I would have never
Yeah.
thought in my early 30s or my late 20s, no way. 39? What are you talking? What you talking?
Uh-huh.
Absolutely not. All right. Absolutely not. And I also think that what we get the sense of with Harper is that he did not reconcile his past.
Yeah.
Like, and so the movies, all throughout both movies, like there's this tension between Lance and Harper
Yeah.
because Lance is man of faith, right? I
Yeah.
go to the man upstairs, I talk to, big God,
Yeah.
right? Like, I feel like that's the way he talked about it. Me and the man,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
we have a little talk,
We
you know what
tight.
I'm
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's how I understand my life, how I
Uh-huh.
come to conclusions, right? And Harper is like logic, reason. I don't need the Lord, I don't understand the Lord, right? And they have these moments throughout these movies where there's this tension, right? And this is why Harper writes, because he is trying to unearth and understand, right, his inner world,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like he was carrying that guilt and shame of what he did with Mia, so he wrote a book about it,
Right, right, right.
right? And now he's carrying the guilt and shame of feeling like he's not a provider, right? And feeling like he can't do what he needs to do with his family. So he's trying to write another book.
Right.
Right. Like, and so like that, this is how he comes to understand his life and his world. Right. And there's no sense of, my answers are gonna come from outside of myself.
Right.
Right. Like he walks with this, I gotta understand life by figuring it out.
Yeah.
But he misuses and abuses people in the process, right? And so like it just becomes this theme that like his relationship with his wife is, like everything is understood on his terms because he's used to being an author. Right? He's used to being the one writing the narrative. And so he goes around writing people's narratives, right? But he's only seeing people from his perspective,
right.
with his interests in mind.
Yeah, that's
Right. And so
right.
even his relationship with Jordan, right, it works as long as it's playing to his interests. Right. But Jordan, again, this is explored more in the series. It's also explored more in the first movie. But in this movie, Jordan got a boo.
Right. Right.
And the boo is fine.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This, for the most part, is an African American movie. The cast is all African American, but Jordan brings this vanilla man. And I just remember being in the theater saying, I ain't mad.
I ain't mad.
I ain't mad. All right. Good casting.
Got the right
Okay.
brand. Right brand
Good casting. Because if you're going to do it, do it right. You know what I'm saying? He came in with the dimples. He came in with the swag. You know what I'm saying? He was hanging with the boys. Even Q was like, I like him, man. All right. He was like, I ain't scared of none of y'all. All right. I can hang tough. You on screen with Morris Chestnut, just one chestnut. Morris Chestnut, Tay Diggs, Terrence Howard, and Lord, what's Q Merch's real name? Harold Perrineau, right? You on screen with these big time actors who, by the way, already did this movie before.
Yeah.
Right? Was already there, right? And you come in, right? And you're the only white person on the screen. You the only white face we see, and you hanging tough, right? That's the kind of man I'd introduce to the group. Hey, y'all, this is Brian.
What I really like, the scene where they're playing pool and they're hanging out, and Merch starts to like spill some tea around,
as only Merch could do.
Jordan and Harper, and so what? But what Brian does, he's like, I gotta be basically, he don't use these words. He uses his own words. I ain't gonna use on podcast.
Yeah, don't use those.
But he's like, what kind of weak man I gotta be to care about what happened 15 years ago?
Yeah. And that's like everybody in here is stuck on what happened 15 years ago.
He brought up, he basically in that one line uncovered all their problems. Like,
yeah,
why am I even worried about that? It's like I ain't that weak. Like, I'm cool. Like, it's fine. And he represents somebody who has I think a healthy mindset about relationships and a healed mindset about relationships.
Yes.
He don't have all that baggage he's working with.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm out here trying to move forward with this person who who I love, and I'm not really worried about her past like that. But all of y'all, that's all y'all worried about is each other past.
Yeah.
Like, and so it's this great dichotomy in that, and it's like,
come on, dichotomy.
He uncovers it in a line, and it's like, hey, you need to listen to Brian. Brian trying to help y'all. Brian and Q, they trying to help y'all.
Absolutely, because and I think it's so interesting. And Q was the one who said, "I like him, man."
Yeah, exactly.
Like, because Q was like, finally somebody else who's not stuck. Like, because all of y'all were all stuck in what happened, right? Even Merch's character, like his big drama is that Candace, who again, used to be a stripper.
She was a
That
stripper.
that that is how we were introduced to her
Hmm.
in the first movie.
At the
She's
bachelor party.
wonderful,
Hmm.
wonderful, upstanding woman now.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, we're
They
not
went to
holding.
school together.
Yeah, and
Yep.
she's loved,
Yep.
beloved by the people in the school. But a video from 20 something years ago pops up of her doing stripper things,
Yep.
doing sex worker things.
Yep.
And all of a sudden it's like this thing from the past is coming back to haunt y'all. Right. And and y'all are stuck again.
Mm.
Right. And I think something we got to talk about, because the biggest thing that this movie brings up continuously is how we don't communicate.
Mm.
Right. Because he could have, in the moment that he first saw the video,
Right.
went and
Right. Right.
talked
Right.
to
Right.
his wife.
Correct.
You know what I'm
Right. What a
saying?
novel
Could have
idea.
could have went and talked to his wife about it.
Correct.
And this could have been easily squashed.
Easily.
We could have problem solved together. We could have been a team. But instead, you went to your boys.
Yeah.
And not only told them about it, showed
Showed them.
everybody the video.
Showed them. Showed them.
Yeah. And then phones got mixed up, stuff got construed. Now Shelby got the video.
Yep.
And you gave my nemesis access, ammunition against me.
No.
Like, bruh, all of this could have been avoided. Like, why are you so afraid to have real conversations? That has been y'all's issue since the first movie.
Mm.
Ain't nobody having real
Nobody talking.
conversations.
That's correct.
You're not talking to each other.
Yep.
You're not talking to the right people. You talk to the wrong
you
people.
You talking to the wrong people. You talking. You ain't talking to who you need to be talking to.
And the fact that Harper still has no real boundaries with Jordan, like, you still giving her that forehead kiss? Are you serious? That's what caused, like, that was the big thing in the last movie. That was how we knew that you played games, because you have a signature forehead kiss. Yep. That you give to these women, and you wrote a whole passage about it in your book. And now here we are 15 years later, and you still out here.
And your pregnant wife catches you doing that?
Yeah.
You don't think that she
Wait. It's not what it seems. I almost said something. Yes, it is. He needed to be called a name in that moment. Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. Like,
yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is absolutely how it seems. Because why don't you have a boundary? Why don't you? But again, because when Harper writes the narrative, right, it's okay, because I can hear the story in my head of what I'm doing. Yeah. In my head, I've written a narrative that I'm comforting a friend. I'm not considering my wife's narrative that this is the woman that I almost cheated on her with, wrote about in the book how much I really wished I had hit that, right? Like, and that there's still this ongoing, never ending tension of will we, won't we?
Yep.
You, even as you've been married to me for 15 years.
15 years. This was, and I think this is also something that is key to for spouses, or for people who are wanting to be married, is something that you have to always uplift your spouse in public. Always make sure that you are speaking well of your spouse in public around other people. Like,
my Lord,
because your spouse needs to feel like, now I'm not saying that, you don't joke and laugh and play around. I'm not saying that it don't have to always be, but you just never want to leave the door open for anybody to disrespect your person.
Yes.
You never want to leave that room. Don't even leave room for it.
Yeah.
And so you see throughout this entire movie, there's room left. There's with Murch and Candace and Shelby. He leaves too much room.
Oh, now Murch should have got hit.
Bro, like,
because ain't no way.
What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Harper and Jordan and
Robin.
There's too much room. He gives
too much
Jordan
room.
too much room. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, hey, y'all gotta stop doing that. So
yeah.
you've chosen to be with these people. You've married them. You build lives together. You gotta uplift them.
Yeah.
and make sure that other people, and it really doesn't matter what your relationship is with the people around you, make sure that other people understand how you really feel about them, because you're
Mhm.
out loud with your respect. Like
That's good.
it's not just at the house. Be out loud with it, even if it makes them uncomfortable. My husband doesn't love he don't always like me complimenting him like that, for real. Like he's like, he's like, okay, it's not a big deal. Da, 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 da. No, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, not because it's true, and I'm gonna talk about you because it's true. Um, and
It's a
I
good man, Savannah.
listen, and that's the thing. You know who you have. It's like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna, and you know, the reality is, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna go off on that. But I think, like, understand who you have
Mhm.
and let them know that you know who I have.
Yeah.
You
Absolutely. And
gotta
I
let them
just
know.
want to make it clear
Make it
in
clear.
case, somebody ever, whoever I marry, you go back and you watch the old episodes, and you're like, hey, I just want to learn more about Jaquita. Let me go watch the episodes. That's a wonderful thing to do.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. I feel like you're watching right now. You
Okay.
know,
I knew there
I'm
was gonna
so
be a
glad.
plug in there somewhere. I was waiting for it.
I'm
I
so
saw something
grateful. Well,
earlier.
I'm talking to him in the future now
I understand.
because he's gonna watch.
Sure.
But listen, I words of affirmation.
You got to
Okay,
do
hit
it.
me up. Especially in public, especially with my friends. Okay, let
Yeah.
them know. Let
Let
them know.
let them know. Let them know.
Absolutely,
Let them know.
absolutely. Especially in front of the woman that you thought you wanted to be with originally.
That's a
Oh,
whole other
you
thing.
you
Yeah.
you better
Oh yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have any more. You shouldn't have enough
And
words.
you don't have to be around. Excuse me. They don't have to be around for you to talk about them. I think that's the other thing.
Oh, absolutely. I
You
don't
should.
think there's not, especially when you kind of pair them against, right, Lance and Mia, right? Like Lance, his entire world was I'm
Yeah.
protecting
Hmm.
my diamond, my
Yeah.
treasure, my everything. Like everything I do is about her, right? Like, and even the sacrifice I'm making in allowing Harper to be here right now. I'm making because
Listen,
she
because
asked
she
me to.
asked. That's right.
But everything I'm doing is about protecting, providing, covering, and making sure I'm the man
Mm,
that can do that.
yeah.
Right. And then you got Harper. I don't remember him really ever saying nothing positive about Robin, whether she was in the room or not. I
No.
don't remember. There was no,
He was always
it was,
weird about it. Like,
yeah. It was always like, I'm casting doubt or I'm making it seem like she can't do this or she can't do that but with Jordan, man, Jordan just gets me. Jordan's top of her career. Jordan's killing the game. Jordan's out here. You think we don't see that?
yeah, man, you can't do that kind of
What you
stuff.
think we are blind? You think
Can't
we
do that
don't
kind of stuff.
you don't think we get that you have an admiration for this woman that you don't have for me? Like you don't see that I'm special.
Yeah.
And so I feel like for Robin, she keeps doing things because when people don't express to you how they feel about you, you start in certain ways overcompensating or trying to make your mark, trying to help other people to understand and see you. Everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants to be appreciated. Everyone wants to be understood. And when
Hmm.
my partner's not doing it, you know what I'm saying? These your friends.
These your friends, right?
They ain't never really even been around Robin
No, they
like
don't
that.
know her like that. That's right.
They don't know her like that. Right? And so now, the cook canceled. And so on my pregnant feet, I'm cook this whole dinner. It's
Right.
like 12 of y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of food. She out here cooking a Thanksgiving
Yeah.
meal. Then at the table, they like, hey, Robin, how about that dessert? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Y'all around here eating good. Because, right, I had to make my mark. I had to make my
Hmm.
contribution because there's nothing else giving you any indication of who I am in this space. And,
Hmm.
right, and we're talking about spouses because that's the context of the movie, right? But even in friendships, right? Like when you are like, a huge part of our friendship has been affirmation.
Yeah. For
It's
sure.
been recognizing, especially the older we get, the more special I realize that my friends are. You know what I'm saying? The more I realize I ain't no crew like mine.
No,
You know what I'm saying? I gotta the people who are in my inner court, y'all can't touch them. Right? You ain't got nothing on them, right? And letting people know that I have one, letting other people know like these are I have brought them along in every piece of my life, where the people that I work with, my family, the people that are get introduced into my life who are new to my life, like I've brought my people with me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody, all my friends know like Ruth and Joy, like they be like, "Oh yeah, And not just because they see me on the podcast, because they're part of the story of who I am.
Mm,
I bring them along,
yeah,
right? Like, and so yeah, you gonna hear about them.
yeah.
They're part of my narrative,
That's right.
right? And so it was so funny. I was recently in Memphis, and I was at Ruth Abigail's church, and what's his name? Ricky.
Ricky. Yeah. Shout out
Man,
Ricky.
shout out to Ricky.
Shout out to Ricky.
Okay, shout out to Ricky.
Yeah.
That was a moment I really, really appreciated, man. And we really, really appreciate you watching the show.
Yeah, we do.
And but it caught me off guard because he was like, "Man, I feel like I know you. Come on in." And he's like, "I watched the podcast." And I was like, "That is awesome."
That's hilarious.
You know what I'm saying? That is awesome. I was not expecting to be recognized at all.
That's so funny.
But it was really, really cool. But that's because Ruth brought me along on this podcast journey.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like she didn't have to. She had it by herself, right? But she brought me and Joy along. Right? And so we're part of her community, recognizes us as part of her life.
Yeah.
And you have to be intentional about that.
You do.
You have to be, people should know who your people are.
Yeah.
You should know who
You
your
should know who
people
your
are.
people are. You better
And
know it.
it's a lot of us running around, and we got these people over here, these people over there, but we're really not close to any of them.
Mm.
Right? And you need to I think we're getting to an age in these middle adult years where you need to be intentional.
Yeah.
You need to be intentional about who you're letting in your life. I do so happen to watch, there's a very popular podcast going around right now. And they play clips. I don't know if I should name it. Should I name the name of it?
Sure.
Okay, tonight's conversation.
Okay.
Right. It's a huge deal right now. And they do have a lot of conversations about relationship advice,
Mm-hmm.
right? And half of the questions that come up there are from people who are in relationships and situations where it's like you really not evaluating who you're letting into your life.
Mm-hmm.
You're really not evaluating who's in your circle, who like you letting too many people in,
Yeah.
and it's causing you. And the biggest thing is that you're not dealing with your inner world to figure out why I got all these gates open. Why is this door so free where people
Yeah.
can walk in and out?
Yeah. That's
Right?
good.
And
Yeah.
and I think you have to get to a point where you're making some choices.
That's
And I
good.
think Harper, he doesn't
No.
he's not making choices because he's trying to rewrite the narrative to fit the way he wants his Jordan, he wants his Robin, he wants his Mia,
That's
right?
facts.
He wants his guys.
Yeah.
And he wants everyone to fit in and nobody to feel like they should leave or
Mm-hmm.
that they should be upset at him. But bruh, you trifling.
Yeah.
I mean, just throughout all the movies,
Just
that's what
are.
you just be like, man, you still trifling.
Yeah.
And maybe if you would really try the Lord, he could help you with that.
I mean, yes. And I think like, he is there's a selfishness to his character.
Mm.
That it's pretty clear to us, but it's very unclear to him. And
Mm.
he is, I would say he's the least self-aware of the entire cast.
Absolutely.
But to your point, he is the most exposed. So like
Yes.
he's the least self-aware. He don't see himself, but like the world sees him. And that is a very you have to be very careful about that because you can feel like you're authentic because other people see you and think they know you, and you're known, you feel known, so you feel authentic, but really you're not, so you don't know you. But
Yeah.
sometimes you make the fact that other people know you make the fact that you know you real.
Yeah.
That's always the
Yeah.
case. And his the people that are closest to him try to help him see himself, but he can't get past. I think at this point he can't get past being not known by the public.
Yeah.
That's a
Oh,
struggle. So
yeah.
he was known, now he's not. His people know him, but he's not really responding to them. He kind of thrived off of that. People know me and how,
Yeah.
the success that I have and all this stuff. And so I think it's something that is really important for us to be careful of, especially in high moments in our lives when you have a lot of eyes on you, to not mix that up with self-awareness. Um yeah.
I'd also like to make the point, if you are a leader who is in a position of influence where you are highly visible, it's so critical that you stay close to the people who know you for real.
Man, look.
It's so critical. That
Yeah.
public don't know you.
They don't
They
know
they
you.
they don't know you.
They don't
They
care
know
about
what you
you.
produce.
That's it.
They and you, as you are building up these meaningful connections and relationships, be mindful of who you are allowing to have access, because those are the people that will speak. You need the cues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you need the Lance.
Yeah.
You need the Lance who, one, is going to always remind you that you should be trusting God anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That you need to talk to the Lord. Right. If Lance don't do nothing else, he'd be like, the man upstairs. The big he. Capital H.
Oh
Right.
man.
Like, and you need somebody who has walked with you through some stuff, and that you have a level of trust where you can be 100% authentically yourself. Um, and you need people that pour into you and not just take.
Um I one of the podcasts I listen to about leadership, one of the things that I've heard a lot of people say is when you have that kind of notoriety, you need to have a moment where you come home and cut the grass. You know what I'm saying? You need to bring yourself back to, I'm I'm no better than anybody else. I'm gonna do
Yeah.
something that I could outsource. I'm gonna do myself to remind myself that I don't live up here all the time. At some point I
Yeah.
gotta come back home.
Yeah. I'm not
Whatever
cutting the
home,
grass, but I wash the
there
dishes.
you go. I'm gonna wash the dishes.
Yeah. I ain't cutting the
I'm gonna do the
grass.
laundry, or I'm gonna cook for the family, once a week or whatever. Like I'm gonna contribute something that nobody will see. And so you're not always focused on what people can see and fueled by what people see, but you allow yourself to do things that nobody will see that's going to contribute to the people closest to you.
Yeah.
You got to have that balance.
Yeah.
And that's in friendships, family, whatever your dynamic is. That's important. Like, you can't always be out there. At some
Yeah.
point you got to come back home.
Yeah.
And who are you at home? You can't be out there at home.
Yeah.
And I think that was a big misunderstanding that he had. He's like, I know how to be famous. I don't really know how to be a husband. Like, and
Yeah.
he had to learn. He had to figure that out and learn the hard way. Like, you know, I'm sitting here being me, and but I don't know how to be. I don't know how to be with her, really.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
um, yeah,
Constant thing. But it again, it gets juxtaposed against Lance, who I would dare say might be more famous than you.
a little bit,
Okay.
a lot of bit.
Because he out here on the big dog football
Yeah,
team.
he's a
You
football
know what
star,
I'm
right?
saying? He on the TV.
He on the TV.
You feel me? He
You
on
know what I'm
that
saying?
TV. And but he comes home and is like,
Mm.
wife is my world.
He's at home, right? Right.
Yeah.
That's right. It is. Yeah. It is. It's the difference. Um, I love this movie.
Same.
It's a great movie. It really
Great
is.
movie. I mean, I feel like we could talk another hour about it.
We totally could. It's
There's
so much. It's so much.
there's so many themes. You could talk about parenting. You could talk about, uh going through traumatic experiences, friendship, relationships, right? It's so many themes, but I think that really going through like that self-awareness piece
Mm-hmm.
and how that shows up in relationships
Mm-hmm.
and how you navigate that, I think is really kind of like that key part, because the more self-aware they became, the more they were able to come together. And
Yeah.
that's what helped in the end at that graveside scene. Lord have mercy. Whew. When that when Lance fell to that ground and Harper did that double back, he did that and then ran and caught him. Oh,
That was it, boy. That right there. Look, man. Don't put me in front of a screen with two strong men breaking down and
oh
helping
yeah,
each
I'm not
other.
gonna be all
I'm
right.
not gonna be okay. Like
I'm not gonna be all right.
I'm done. I'm
Yeah,
completely done. Like
I'm not. Yeah, count me out the game.
you kidding me? Like that scene was, oh god, that was so heartbreaking.
But I think it was also the scene where Harper realized I have to be a friend.
Yes.
Right? Like throughout the whole movie, he was trying to figure out how he was going to navigate his own crap, right? And that was the first moment where he was like, I need to be there for
Yeah.
him. And it changed the nature of their friendship,
Yeah.
because he was that guy to him when they were in college. Probably
He
not
was.
rightfully so, like, because Lance was out here, doing whatever, right? But he was his steady rock. He was his, if as I'm rising in notoriety, I know this man is real,
Correct.
which is why the betrayal hit so hard,
Correct.
because you were the person that I could lean on the most.
Correct.
And when tragedy almost reversed history,
Mm.
because it allowed them to come back to the point where Lance didn't have to be the strong one.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know what I'm
that's
saying?
good.
Where
Yeah.
Lance could be the one who needed something.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
Because throughout the entire movie he had been in control.
Mm. Too in
He had
control.
too in control. Like
Yeah.
he had been like, because he was like, it's all right. We have faith. God's gonna heal her. We ain't worried about nothing. That's all right, baby. Go back to bed. It's
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah.
It's all right. Don't nobody worry about a thing.
Yeah.
You need something, I got you. You need
Yeah.
something, I got you. Right. And then getting to that point where now he's the one that has the
That
need.
needs. That's right.
And the person who had been the neediest, who had been the most selfish, who had taken the most, was the one that had to be the one that was there.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
right. Yep. And
Yeah.
that was a beautiful scene. Like
Yeah.
it really was. That was a beautiful scene. It was
Was a
heartbreaking.
good time.
It was beautiful. Um well, all right.
Best Man
Best
Holiday.
Man
Again,
holiday,
I
guys.
don't recommend the series. It is weird. But a lot of these relationships are further explored in the series. And I wish I could tell you why it's weird. It was a lot going on. It was some hallucinogenic substances. It was
Oh,
some
okay.
weird relationship
Interesting.
dynamics. It was weird.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
really don't know why you keep weird is an interesting word to
It
use
was
to describe it.
weird.
So I'm sitting here like I've never seen it, and it's like,
Because like sometimes you want a storyline to take an unexpected turn.
uh
And
huh.
then, but in this one, you were just like, stop,
You didn't want.
please. Y'all just making stuff up.
Did it last for more than one season?
No.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it was only supposed to
Oh, it's
be
only
one
supposed to be one.
season.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And like the first couple episodes, I was like, okay. But then it got weird.
I'll take your word
Okay.
for it.
Yeah, it got weird.
I don't plan on watching it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. That's it. We appreciate y'all hanging with us every week. Like, share, and subscribe. Make a comment. Let us know that you're out there. Let's keep growing the community. Share what you share the content.
Yeah, and catch us in public, y'all.
That's
Let
hilarious.
us know that you see us,
Catch
okay?
us in public. Catch us in
Listen,
public.
catch us in the streets.
We appreciate y'all. And until next week, let's keep unlearning together so that we can experience more freedom. Peace.